Hello and welcome to Independent Games Limited, where the fun is unlimited. In this video I'm going to show you how I've implemented the slide mechanic alongside with some physics-based platforms. Before you continue watching this video, make sure you click that like button as well as hit the subscribe button to help this channel grow. All of the help will be much appreciated, so let's go. In the past few weeks or so I've been working on bug fixes. There's still few bugs that I've got on my list for me to fix. However, the general behaviors of the mechanics as well as the overall UI design and level design have been improved overall. There's still some work that I need to put into it, but now I've got the basics that I can build upon for the future videos as well as future overall content for the game. The first thing I'm going to show you is the slide mechanic. If the player jumps on top of it and I'm currently let go of the keyboard, you can see that the marble is actually automatically sliding down on it. You can still control it left to right just to control the overall direction of the player, but also you can control it in a way of slowing the player down or speeding the player up. This overall mechanic has been made out of spline. In here you can see that I'm generating the base mesh using the spline mechanic. In here I've got my base mesh of water slide, but also I've got the metal components for the connectors of the slide. On the construction script I'm also setting the color, allowing me to read all of the spline component parts that are within this array. Here you can see that it's currently 0, but that's because all of the logic is happening on the construction script, where all of the water slide models are added to the array accordingly. And from within there I can set each element individually to have a different color, generating it at random. As a quick overall demonstration, if I click on this water slide, I can then set color right here, and all of the components that are added to the array will automatically change the color as I'm clicking on this button. The next feature I'm going to show you is these physics-based platforms. If I jump on them, you can see that they wiggle around a little bit, and depending on where the player is actually going to jump on them, they will react accordingly. So if I would have stood in the middle and then jump, you can see that the platform is not actually reacting all that much. However, if I get to the edge and then jump, you can see that the platform is much more bouncy. I still have to readjust some of these values for these platforms to perhaps make them less or maybe more bouncy, but that will come into the testing phase. For now, I've set them all as default value without any randomized numbers. If I quickly show you what I have added onto this blueprint, you can see that I've got a physics constraint attached to the object. As for my component name, I've set the cog itself to be a component name 1. If I click on the cog, you can see that this platform is actually divided into separate parts. We have got the cog, the holder, the pipe that's on the inside, and a little bit of glass. In here I've set some default values, as I said, for now, but I might readjust these in the future. For now they work quite well, at least in my opinion. There are some further values that I've adjusted in the angular motor section, so you can have a rough idea on what values I'm using and what features I'm using within the engine. As for the level design additions, I've had a few things such as these ladders here. If I click on one of these, I can set the color at random. You can see the ladder color updating ever so slightly, so that I can create a little bit more variety in colors into the level, similar to what I've done with the water slide. I've not touched on any of the previous mechanics such as the spider just yet, because I wanted to fix majority of the main bugs and glitches before I proceeded with any further implementation. And I found that within my code I still have some improvements to make, which I will be working on for the next few days or so, just so that when I start to implement anything new, I can basically work on a clean slate. I've also added this TV screen feature. In order to save the performance of the game, I've made it on a collision overlap. So if I step close to it, you can see right at the top of the screen that the video starts playing. This shows a very small clip of the footage, but I can adjust it to wherever I want. So for example, if I wanted to show the hidden secret of the level to a player, I can show them on how to solve it on one of these monitors. so that they will have the answer on how to get to the hidden section based on what they watch on one of these monitors or so. If I step out of the trigger, however, you can see the video stops playing. This is just, as I said, to basically increase the overall performance of the game, as playing media in the background, such as MP4s and so on and so forth, actually creates a lot of jitter, especially if you have multiple videos playing at the same time. I've got another TV screen here, which works exactly the same way. As for some of the smaller bug fixes, I've recently switched to Unreal Engine 4.26.2 to be exact, and I still have some overall problems. So for example, such as this decal here, displaying on the marble mesh, instead of actually displaying just only on the floor. But more on that on the upcoming weeks. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and obey. Peace.